for me, this is incredible. Thanks for your time, for your support. It's incredible for me to be speaking with an Italian guy, Sweden guy, and Argentinian guy. It's a mix, really crazy today. So we are live. We are going to start with the live show. Fran is going to speak sometimes in English and sometimes in Spanish, and I'm going to help him with the translation. Okay?
Fine with me.
Perfect.
Bueno, good to see you again, Raúl.
¿Cómo?
It's good to see you again, Raúl.
Sí, it's good to see. For me, it's incredible. It's incredible. And I think that we are going to end with the interview. Sorry for this, but talking about maybe Eurovision. No, nice. You are in Sweden. And it's taken now but maybe later or not. Let's see what is going to happen. And for me, it's incredible to have you in our live show. We are going to start with the interview. So please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you? Igor, Nis, and then Frank. Okay? Igor, you can start.
Okay. Hi, my name is Igor. I'm 58. I'm Italian with Croatian and Hungarian parentage. I live in Venice, in Italy, and I am a professional pianist.
Hey, I'm Nisse from Sweden. I'm the singer in the band Dead Pollys, and we are still playing punk rock, 56-year-old, and I will continue 56-year-old more years.
Fran.
Hi, my name is Fran. I'm from Argentina, 29 years old. I'm a psicólogo and I tengo una carrera solista.
Fran is a psychologist from Argentina, and he plays kind of indie rock music, that kind of stuff. So just to start, please tell us which is music for you?
I am dealing just with classical music because I was trained for that, but I'm very fond of rock music as well, especially with some Swedish bands, actually, with progressive rock music, like the Flower Kings or Hasse Fröberg. And I also love jazz. All these kind of musics are very welcome with me. Just I can only play classical music, but I listen to everything, including heavy metal, if it happens.
But sorry, Igor, what do you think that is music for you?
What I think? Music is, to my opinion, is basically proportion. Music has to deal with beauty, and I think beauty is proportion, irrespectively of what kind of art, or not only art. Even cooking is a matter of proportion, and even in cooking or in many other things we can find beauty. Even in human relations there is beauty.
I want Nis and Fran, please.
Well, I would say I like your way of looking at it. I wouldn't say I agree, but I would say some type of synergy between what you do and feel and what's around you. For me, sort of everything is music. I could just smash something and it becomes music. If it sounds good, it's good music. If it sounds bad, it's crappy music. But it's still music. But for me, I think it's interesting to have Franco here, because one of the biggest things for me in my relationship to music is that I was homeless for several years in Sweden. And one of the things that actually kept me alive, or at least in a decent shape and not just drinking and making drugs, was the music, because I had to be somewhat clear to create, to do all of these things. So it was comforting me when I was sad, and it was helping me when I was mad. So music was really my psychologist and my friend. And to start with, I didn't have any proportions. Everything was just a mess. Nothing. But I learned, and I learned to integrate with it, and well, it took me where I am today. So for me, music is important in any shape and form.
Nice. ¿Vas entendiendo? I'm going to speak a little in Spanish with Fran. ¿Vas entendiendo?
Lo que dijo Igor lo entendí perfectamente, incluso ahora voy a retomar algo. Me gustaría que me traduzcas lo de Nis.
Sí, I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners about what Nis was talking about. Lo que dice él, Nis, que hay mucho de proporcionalidad en la música también, pero para él es contacto con la gente, son relaciones aparte de eso. Y aparte lo que toma de Igor de la proporcionalidad es que la música le salvó la vida a Nis. O sea, porque en el principio para él era todo un descontrol y después se fue tomando proporciones y se fue gracias a la música, se salvó de las drogas, se salvó del alcohol y dice que la música es políticamente correcto, Nis. Unió los dos, dice que la música para él es como la psicología.
Claro. Bueno, pero yo pensaba en esta expresión cuando alguien dice esto es música para mis oídos, como que ahí también entra lo subjetivo de la música, ¿no? Capaz de repente la persona está incluso con cosas feas, se pensaba en un grito de guerra o en una expresión de lamento y otra persona que se regodee de eso y diga esto es música para mí, ¿no? Como que también ahí me parece viola rescatar lo subjetivo dentro de lo musical y cómo cada ser humano toma la música. Así creo, bueno, si vamos más a la pregunta, que es una forma de expresión con la que yo particularmente dentro del arte más conecto. Yo cuando escucho a alguien haciendo música me pregunto mucho por sus sentires, por qué es lo que le está pasando, que llegó a cantar esa canción y es lo que a mí más me sensibiliza y me llega, si bien todo tipo de arte me llega, ¿no? Pero por eso me parece importante rescatar la subjetividad de cada ser humano cuando hace la música.
I don't know if you can understand. There is something that we say in Argentina that is, this is music for my ears. I don't know if the expression...
Likewise in Italian, same thing.
The same thing. Sí, bueno, he's a psychologist and he tries to interpret what is music for the ears for each person. And that it's a way of expression and a subjective way of interpretation of things. So that is another. What do you think, Igor, about that? This is music for my ears.
Yes, this goes back to something which is very pleasant, and as we said before, harmony and proportions are always very mild to our ears, to our souls, and of course to our brain. So I also love that expression.
Perfect. Do you have the same expression in Sweden, Nis?
Yeah, almost exactly translated to Swedish. Musik i mina öron. It's music in my ears, the same thing. And I would go a little bit further, say that's not only about being something that's pleasant, but when it suits you, when it's something that you agree with, something that you think is right, even if it's a little bit messy, but if you agree, we use the expression saying, yes, that's for me, that is correct, that is perfect, that is what, then we use the expression music for my ears.
I have another question in a different order, but I can express my question now. Do you think that every music has a message? Or there is some music that doesn't have a message?
I think it all depends on the subject which is listening. Each one of us is different, and I personally find this really magic. And the music that arrives to different subjects evokes different things. So there could also happen. It could also happen that something cannot be reawakened inside myself because I simply don't have it. And in that case, the music would have no message. But I think this is very unlikely because music can always find a sort of mirror into a person which is listening to it.
Wow, Nis, what do you think about that?
Well, when you asked the question first, I was thinking that I'm thinking a little bit about music in its basic form. Always have a message. The basic form of music, and when you do it from your heart, when you create music, even if it's classical music, punk rock, indie music, whatever. You do it because you feel something and you want to express that, and it becomes music. It's harmonic, it's disharmonic, whatever. But then you have this a little bit more commercial stuff where they try to use our feelings that we have when we sort of making love with sounds. They try to use that in a commercial state, like Melodifestivalen or something like that. And the message, even if the message could be there, it's lost somewhere in because they try to create something that does not exist, like a castle of air. I mean, this is not. Sometimes it feels like they are trying to make magic from nothing, but you need to have the emotions there. You need to do it with your heart. Otherwise, I think there's a message, but it's getting lost.
Uf, tremendo. ¿Coincidís, Fran, con lo que el mensaje depende del que lo recibe o es también el emisor?
Sabés que justamente el otro día estábamos en una reunión de equipo en el trabajo y hablábamos un poco de esto, de que contaban que habían hecho una exposición de arte con obras de jardín de infantes, tipo chicos de 3, 4 años habían puesto ahí y la gente decía, sí, esto, pero sin decirle, ¿no?, al espectador, sí, esto el pintor habrá reflejado tal cosa, no sé qué, y ahí el mensaje final era que una vez que vos largás algo artístico, ya está, deja de pertenecer a vos, de cierta forma, porque en realidad va a depender de lo que interprete el otro, ¿no? Yo tengo un amigo que hace música muy experimental y yo le decía, che, mirá lo que quisiste hacer acá. Y me dice, no quise hacer eso. Bueno, pero yo entendí eso. O sea, ahí ya se te fue de las manos como artista, porque depende de la otra persona también lo que interpreta. Eso me parece como re interesante, porque uno suelta ahí lo suyo y después ya hay un otro que los termina de significar. Aparece el inconsciente del otro uniéndose con el inconsciente, toma algo del inconsciente del artista y lo interpreta para su lado, lo lleva para su lado.
Fran is trying to mix what you tell, and he was speaking that some days ago, he went to an art exhibition that they were all children drawing, no? And nobody said to the people that was going there that children were making the pictures, and everybody is like really snob. Oh, look this, look that, look that. And after, when they finished the exhibition, they say they were all children. And he said that was what you were saying, Igor, that it can be any art, any kind of art, and it depends on what they receive. And it's a mix of the soul of the writer or the composer and the people that get the message. Nice. I love this kind of conversation. Sorry for this. I love this kind of things. And can you tell us, since the 50s, voy a pasar un par de preguntas de las cosas, voy a avanzar en el cuestionario. Since the 50s, which event do you think that was really important for the music industry? That, like we are perceiving today the music, you know, it's like the TV, the radio, when they start to record. What do you think that was the roots of the industry, like now is the music industry?
Maybe if I think about what I'm dealing with, the compression of the sound was a really turning point when we started having the recording not anymore with AAD process but with DDD process, everything digital. We got into a world of a different sound, because to have a digital recording, engineers have to cut some frequencies, and that has of course has put into our ears and into our habits a different kind of sound. After that MP3 came, and after that we started listening the music through earphones, which means that the production of the sound has become different. I find that modern instruments, acoustic instruments, are now lying upon this kind of sound. Even new pianos, even with very big brands and famous brands, now are sounding differently from the same instruments that were built 50 years ago. The same factory, very famous ones for the pianos like Steinway or Bechstein or Bösendorfer, Fazioli, Stimmer or whatever. The new ones are different because they agree with the sound habits we have today. In that respect, I think the acoustic world has changed.
Me mató. Wow. But you think, sorry for my ignorance, that was more important than TV or radio for the music industry?
It's what we intend for importance in terms of distribution. Of course, the radio was essential, and I think still is, because radio is very much spread around the world, and now we also have web radios. Of course, this makes it even easier. But this is related to how you reach the people. But if we are talking about what has changed in the listening of the music, I think this maybe has been a very important change, unprevented change.
Nice. Do you agree with him that the technical part has changed everything in production, in the sound, and that kind of things?
Well, if that's for me the question as well, the thing is that of course it does, and I sometimes when I listen to the oldest that made rock and roll back in the days, you know, you had your amplifiers, it should be made in a certain way, you shouldn't have digital, or shouldn't be this and that. But I would disagree, because I think it's different things. And a little bit like you said, Igor, that sometimes you have to start to cut some of the frequencies, because the technical, I mean, listen to the kids, they're on the buses listening on the phone, not even in earphones, to music. It sounds like crap in my ears. It's not music to my ears, but they are used to this. This is how they play the music, and you have to respect that. It's another time. If you look at importance that are, I would agree that radio is one of the biggest, but it's also different. But because if we talk about how you take music too, if you listen to a radio, you need to listen. Right? If you look to a video, you're listening and you're looking. That's two good things, of course, because moving dance can be art as well, and just performing can be art, but that's something for your eyes, not your ears. So the problem with looking and listening at the same time is that you get another type of sense. It's nothing bad, but it changes the way you hear the music, because you get distracted by what you see. In that case, I think radio, web radio and stuff is of course much better. But my son is 16 years old now. He's been playing with me a little bit with that Pollys since my guitarist died. It's awesome to play with your son. I mean, I couldn't ask for something better. Doing music with your kids, I mean, it's awesome. But he loves the Beatles, so we went to Liverpool for a week. I don't know why. I've never been a Beatles fan like that, but he just loves the Beatles, so we went there for a week. And I learned a lot of things around how they actually helped transforming, as you were talking about, Igor, when they tried to have new sounds and stuff like that. They were playing around. Today you can do anything. Back then you couldn't. But it was a different time, and it has its place and it's the ways of doing music you're hearing. I think if you talk about importance, reaching out to the people, for me, internet and web radio, I could never have done that. I couldn't talk to you, Raoul. I mean, you have radio all over the world right now. That's so awesome. I'm making audience. I play with my favorite bands in the UK, 999, the Vibrators with my band. I listened to them when I started. Now they want me to play with them. That's because of the internet, because we can reach out, because we can do what we're doing right now. But the music itself is still the same. It's me who want to tell something with harmonics, with disharmonics, with my ears. But I think the most important would be, if you're asking for that, is the radio.
Oh.
That when you started to been able to sell it out to the people, sort of.
Wow. ¿Entendiste más o menos, Fran, lo que fueron diciendo?
Sí. Bueno, yo
te quería hacer una pregunta puntualmente, Fran. ¿Cambiaron los pibes o no cambiaron? Vamos directo a eso.
Eso te iba a decir, eso te iba a decir, como que a mí me resulta como el factor más importante también cuando la música pudo empezar a viajar más, ¿no? Como esto que hablan de la compresión, cuando se pudo convertir en MP3, cuando pudo empezar a sonar en la radio, empezó como a viajar, eso parece que fue importantísimo. A mí como adolescente, yo empecé a hacer música cuando entré en Match Music igual, o sea, claro. Más allá de escucharla, a mí lo que me hizo entrar en el mood fue ver un videoclip y decir, mirá, también está todo esto, que capaz yo si solo hubiese escuchado la música, que la música siempre sonó en mi casa, pero capaz sonó de fondo. Cuando yo vi qué otras cosas significaban, el artista transpirando mientras cantaba con la gente, eso a mí me llegó. Y capaz fue significativo que haya llegado de esa manera para mí y no solo la música. La música me vuela a la cabeza como tal, ¿no? Pero todo el integral a mí me encantó y creo que fue clave que haya aparecido de esa manera y ahí también se lo agradezco a todo lo que fue video y demás que acompañó a la música y me mostró, mirá, la música también engloba todo esto. Claro. Por eso a mí me gusta mucho ver música en vivo. Pero sí, creo que la música cuando empezó a viajar, a mostrarse desde diferentes formatos, eso ayudó un montonazo, al menos a mí en mi historia personal, tuvo mucho hincapié, sí.
Y los chicos, vos tenés la posibilidad de hablar, de atender chicos en psicología, todo. ¿Cambiaron o, viste, o sea, te vienen con el teléfono y no te prestan atención? ¿Todas esas cosas es todo real o al chico le das un sopapo y le decís presta atención y el sopapo no? Y le presta atención y lo prestan atención. ¿O hay una pérdida de atención y de real de esas cosas?
Muchos chicos que se lo cuestionan, hay muchos chicos, bueno, para mí tiene mucha incidencia la depresión y la ansiedad, que son dos cosas que están hoy en día como muy en auge con la luz del teléfono. O sea, hay mucha incidencia. Chicos que se quedan acostados mirando, chicos y adultos, a mí también a veces me cuesta mucho dejar el celular y hay gente que crece con eso. Pero bueno, sí, también dentro de lo positivo es que capaz una paciente del otro día de 12 años me mostró una banda canadiense que yo no había escuchado, que la encontré en Spotify y a mí me volvió la cabeza, la escucho yo ahora todo el día.
Bueno.
Le llegó así por TikTok. Y eso capaz yo no lo había conocido.
Ahí está. I was talking with Fran because he's sometimes working with small children, and first of all he says that for him the first thing that was really great from him is that the music can travel more now. No, what you were saying, we can listen music from all around the world, but he says that the videos, for example. Is more like finish his way of listening to music. For him the TV, for example, Match Music or MTV, was really important to get into music because was not only hearing and watch it for him. And he said that nowadays the young people has a lot of anxiety and depression. Because sometimes, for example, they get asleep watching some things in their phones, and that is really a thing that changed everything. No, watching the phone music, for example, and getting asleep like with the head like full of things, no, of stupid things. So, what do you think about young people, Igor, listening to music now? You have the chance to teach them, no, music, and
yes.
you have you feel many differences in the past years.
Yes, human beings are in constant evolution, and the world around us changes. So people habits also change. We have different needs. We have different way of approaching every single thing, including music. What I find today, maybe with students, is that they grow up later than in the past. They usually have a self-consciousness about what they want to express through their music in an older age than in the past. But maybe this is also normal because we live longer than 40 years ago. So that's also quite normal. I'm very lucky. In any case, I'm very lucky because as a professor, all the students I have in my class are very much in love with what they are doing. So for them, music is as Nice said before, is a tool to enable them to have a better life and to escape from bad things or from sufferings.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. And nice. Sorry, the personal question, no? But you are now playing with your kid, with your son, and you like that. If you were young and you have to play with your father, would you play with your father or not?
My father left when I was 1 year old.
Oh, sorry. No, but it's example of a rebel, no? You know.
But absolutely, I mean, I'm playing with people that makes me grow. The thing is that I think that I'm not a professor, but I've actually had a few students, my son being one, and I also I am a drum teacher, but I don't play the drums for my a small girl actually that is 14 years old now wants me to help out in playing rock and roll. And I've learned a lot of other kids, but the thing is that I think that I can't teach them that much about music today, because as you say about evolution, Igor, look at when they're teaching something, they put on YouTube and they can play. I mean, he's playing like 10 instruments. He's 16 years old. It's crazy. I could play guitar with a freaking fork and one finger or all the strings, and it sounded like crap. But he's also, I mean, he's just taking his harmonica and they started to play. It's like, how can you play? Oh, I watched YouTube. And we played yesterday live in Stockholm, and there was this young band. They're so happy playing with the dead Pollys. But they are actually better than us, according to me. They were awesome musicians, all of them. Maybe they don't have a routine, you know, like maybe I do. But when it comes to musicians, I don't understand. These are young. How can they learn so much in such a short time? But they're so interested, invested, and they have all the teachers in the world in YouTube. They have like thousands of teachers. Just put up a channel. I want to learn this. Look at 10 people doing it, and they just copying it. And they can do everything. But the problem is also with this, even though it's good, it's also creating a lot of tension into your mind. You know, a lot of impressions. And everybody's want to be like everybody else. I'm going to be like this. And I can understand as a psychologist, you must see this a lot. People trying to reach all of these people. What are we showing on TV? We are showing the best side. I'm showing my best side. I have that 1 minute a day. And people trying to be that all the time. You can't. And that's too hard on your mind. So I think people, kids especially, have a great benefit learning a lot of stuff for the internet, being able to find all these things. But also, they go out and say, shit, do I need to have all of this? Do I need to be that good? And I think that's the reason why they become, I'm not a professional in that, but it feels like that has something to do with that they become depressed because they can't reach that. Nobody can, but it looks like something you want to reach.
Wow.
So good things, bad things, but you have to balance it. So we need people to help them to understand where that balance is. Hard shit.
See, I have the chance to interview a lot of bands from Japan and China and Taiwan, and they all. I start playing the guitar with YouTube, young people. What do you think, Igor, of learning with YouTube?
It's fine. We have gone through it during pandemic because there was no other possibility, and I think I personally learned also from that. Also learned a different way of teaching because I was teaching through the internet, and now that pandemic is over. I think I teach differently than before because I gained one more experience. I still think that the most important thing for a student or for myself as a professor is to try to help my students to find their own way. In that respect, I don't believe that much in trying to put something into a student or into another person. You simply, as a professor, you simply are someone who's more experienced, and you pass your experience on to another subject, which is usually younger, and then he or she will develop a different way. And I never try to have a clone of myself through a student. I think this would be very bad and insane for the world, because one Igor is enough.
Okay. Wow, beautiful. Fue importante, Fran, viste lo que dijo, que está buenísimo, que los chicos ven en YouTube cosas que es un segundo que es espectacular y se queman la cabeza tratando de llegar a eso, y por eso hay tanta frustración. También justo lo que vos habías dicho, la depresión y la ansiedad, por tomar eso como ejemplo y tratar de llegar a eso. ¿Vos lo ves en los chicos? Chicos, ¿qué pensás de la educación a través de la educación digital, todas las herramientas nuevas que hay de educación?
Sí, a ver, la herramienta como tal está buenísima, capaz uno entra como en una dificultad en el querer parecerse a, ¿no? Porque aparte desde la audiencia, a mí me pasa, si vos querés sonar a Babasónicos, capaz la persona va a escuchar a Babasónicos, no va a escuchar a uno que se va a parecer porque ya está, Babasónicos hay uno solo, por decir un ejemplo. Sí. Y eso va a frustrar mucho, ¿no? Como que es una expectativa que va más desde lo que le pasó al otro, no tanto desde lo subjetivo, desde uno, que puede ahí formar su propio camino. Me parece que lo más valioso ahí es como empezar a enseñar que el camino y cada proceso es individual, porque estamos mirando las expectativas ajenas, nos perdemos de nuestro propio barco. Eso es muy interesante. No sé, yo ahora voy a cumplir 30 años y me siguen diciendo artista emergente, y sí, es así, hoy por hoy, y está buenísimo. Es como también empoderarse dentro de lo suyo, y qué sé yo, no tengo que dar ninguna explicación de nada. Son los tiempos míos y cada uno tiene los suyos, está bueno eso. Pero capaz me podría frustrar por decir, no, tal a los 30, que ya me pasó, o sea, es un proceso que he pasado. Tal a los 30 tenía que estar de tal determinada manera. Bueno, eso es algo del otro, no es algo mío.
Ah, perfecto. What Fran is saying, that when you try to be like other person, you lose your way, your subjective, and that is frustration. Sí, no, it's perfect. But I have a question, because if you want to be your own, you don't relate in the same way to the other people. I hate, because I'm a bass player, you know, and I don't want to, nobody, I'm playing in a group, and I don't want to say, hey, play that like this, play like this. I think that is something like, these are my songs, and I want you to play like this. What do you think about that? In a group, or when you're playing with something, and you have to, I have a song, and I want the song to sound like this, and like that. I feel, I'm a bass player, I repeat, that it's a mix. No, hey, look, I have this riff, and then the guitar came, and everything changed for me. When you play with another people, no, or not?
Yes, I think we can always learn from other people. To confront yourself with other people is always good. What can be insane is the process that comes after, the way you develop this way of comparing. Of course, if you compare yourself to others, not in terms of I like this thing, how can I gain a new idea of sound, or simply a new idea for myself, but you simply try to imitate someone else, then it's bad, because as even if you can imitate perfectly someone else, it will never be that one. It will be a copy of that one, and I'm not sure we really need this, because if someone did something perfect or beautiful, even beautiful, it's him or it's her, and you can do your beautiful thing. And I think this should be a personal task. Of course, getting inspiration from other people is fantastic. Fantastic, because you can be enriched through that.
Inspiration.
Each one of us can have a good idea. and there is no one reality. If I show you this hand, you see this part of the hand, I see the back of the hand, and both of us are right.
Exacto. Fran, ¿qué querías decir?
Hay una frase que es interesante, que es que somos un mosaico de la gente con la que nos vamos rodeando.
Ah, bueno. Sí.
Y eso es verdad, o sea, capaz de repente, yo me acuerdo una vez en Córdoba había conocido a una persona que hacía una expresión en la cara, esa expresión y por ello la uso, y esa persona no la vi nunca más. Y capaz en un videoclip mío de repente pongo esa carita que no es mía, es de una persona, pero no es mía, porque pasó por un filtro. Y así con la música, a ver, vamos aprendiendo con otros, nos vamos nutriendo de otros. Capaz el desafío es eso, cómo ir haciendo como una licuadora de influencias y terminar que aparezca algo subjetivo, sumándole lo propio. Pero sí, por supuesto, somos con otros también.
Frank was saying that we are a mosaic of the people that is around us, and he make the example that he went to another city in Argentina, and he went to another city, and there was someone that has had an expression in the face, and after a while he was repeating the face of that person without knowing him. No, it's like nice expression, and he get it. And sometimes in his videos, he makes that kind of expression, and it's nice. It's nice. I love this to speak with people.
It's like accent sometimes. When you go somewhere and you hear an accent and you start almost talk the same accent. Especially if you
sorry, Nis, not me. I was living in Brazil 6 years, and I'm in Spain 6 years. I'm speaking with an Argentine accent. Sorry for that. I'm a bass player. Understand me.
but when you say that about, I think an important thing here is also the difference. If I write music, and I can write everything, so I can write music and tell what everybody should do, and then you're playing my idea. But I think that's not a bad thing, but it's another thing. So I have an idea, I want to express it, so I'm asking you to help me with your skills as a bass player, but I want you to play it like I have an idea. Now we have an agreement saying I wrote this, I want you to help me. In the band, for us playing rock and roll, it is important that I don't do that, because I need you. I need every member is a piece of the puzzle, sort of. So I have an idea, I have a feeling, but I go in, I might play a guitar riff or something like that. I might have a few pieces in the song that are important. I need the bass to do stop here, we need to do this here. Otherwise, do what the hell you want. That's just make it married to the other pieces of the song. And when we do that, we are 4 people doing the same thing. We changed guitar players a few times, and I started playing guitar, but because we're getting older, my arthritis and crap, I'm not playing the guitar anymore. So I had this song we wrote early called Here Comes the Nightmare, and I made a riff in that one, and it's actually changed during the time as we changed the guitar player. The only thing that I asked the guitar player, find the essence of that riff and make it yours.
Perfect.
And so we can actually hear how it moves. But it is the same riff, you can hear that, but it has this accent. Not like you then, Raul, having your same accent. But in this case, the accent is changing with the guitarist coming in. And it's really interesting, actually. It's the same thing, same feel, but slightly different, all of them. I love that. I think that's...
I have a question for Igor. What happened with that with classical music? It changed or not? Everything is written in classical music.
Everything is written, but some things cannot be written, of course, because it's like when you write some sentences into a book, for instance. There are things that simply cannot be written because written language is limited, and when you are dealing with sounds, then it's even more limited because there is no a direct object corresponding to some notes. So first of all, there is this limitation, and it's a task of an interpreter to try to understand what could have been the emotional world of the person who wrote down that music, and then you make it alive again, because the written music is not living music, is an idea of living music, and then you as an interpreter give a birth back to this music, and of course your eyes, your heart, your soul, your life, your entire human being is taking part into this process of new birth to the music. So same music read and performed by me will sound different from the same music read and performed by another human being. And this makes it, to me, so magic. You see, when we are using this word individuum, we should go back to the roots of this word. This comes from Latin, which means not to be divided. So an individuum is a unique unique being and cannot be divided anymore. So whatever human being is different. We are 7 billions, I don't know how many we are in the world, and no one is equal to another one. And this is wonderful, actually. This is so beautiful, because then the music that is performed, the same score will be different.
Fran, ¿qué pensás de esto? De que está escrito, me partió la cabeza lo que dijo, beautiful what you were saying, Igor. You have a psychologist here listening, beautiful. Pero, ¿qué pensás es que es aplicable a todo? Es aplicable a todo lo que dijo, de que lo que está escrito, ¿el lenguaje limita o no limita la interpretación?
Claro, porque en realidad, a ver, está escrito y después la persona lo lee y capaz estaría buenísimo poner 2 personas haciéndolo y capaz, no sé, una tuvo un mal día o está enojada y lo va a tocar distinto, o va a estar angustiada o va a estar re contento y va a ser como muy livianito y de repente está escrito, pero hay algo ahí que se transforma. Y después, otra vez, está el oyente que capaz escucha otra cosa, ¿no? También depende de cómo está cada uno, y esto se enriquece un montón. Por eso también aparecen tantas opiniones subjetivas después de que alguien saca algo o hace arte, ¿no? Es fascinante, porque tenemos 3 opiniones, ¿no? Lo que está escrito, lo que lo interpretó el artista y lo que le llevó a la persona que está escuchando, buenísimo.
Es estructuralismo total igual, o sea, la interpretación que sea otra cosa es estructuralismo total, pero tremendo lo que acaba de decir, y aparte que una persona clásico, lo que acaba de decir, tremendo. We love what you were saying, Igor. It's beautiful, a beautiful message. See, and it comes from a classical music that can interpret whatever it's written. And Fran was saying that it's funny, for example, when people read someone has an angry day and he's reading like wah, wah, and if you have a calm day, it's completely different what you read. I'm according to that. Perfect.
We are like filters, of course.
Filters. Perfecto. And after the interpretation and then the evaluation of the things, crazy.
See, I could say something even more different. The same pieces played by me today will sound different from the same pieces played by myself in the same room with the same instrument tomorrow. Because tomorrow I will be a different man than I am now.
Perfect, nice. We are going just to finish the interview with some more questions. It's really interesting to meet you again. I love this. And can you tell us, we are going to speak a little of the streaming services and social medias. What do you think about streaming services, social medias, and who do you think that is, for example, an example of a person or an artist that has a good image in social medias? Do you have someone like this? This person is good in social media. The message. You?
Me?
Why?
Oh, yes.
Nice.
You live in Spain, Raúl, right? In Spain, there is an amazing musician. He's a violinist. Ara Malikian is his name.
Sí.
And I know him very well because we played trio and duo about 10 years long in the past. I think he has a fantastic social media position, because you can find him everywhere through all his social medias, and you not only get his fantastic music, but you also can get him for what he is as a person, as an artist. You can get to know him. So social media in that respect are a very good tool, because you can much better know what's behind the music and the musician which is performing that music.
And you think that this a lot of posts, like Nice said that it's like 10 minutes that you are perfect there, and then you're not the person that you are in the social medias. You agree with that?
It all depends on how you are dealing with these social medias. What I personally do is to use social media in order to let people know about myself and about what I do. Differently, I would not be here together with you, because you got to know me through my social medias. There's never a good or a bad thing. It all depends on the use that is done with that. If I think about the knife, a knife can be used to cut a steak, but can be used to kill a man. And the knife is not neither bad nor good. The usage you make of it can be bad or good.
Nice. What do you think? And you have a hero on the social media, or you don't like nobody?
Yeah, I don't have one hero. I would say that today, looking to all the younger bands, especially in Sweden, that I follow a bit, they're awesome, all of them. It's like they're born with it. They live it in another way. I think that I have to struggle a little bit more. I work in tech, but the idea of social media, I struggle a little bit with how I would be myself. I try to do, as you say, being myself. I actually played a few songs that I have just ideas on. I don't know if they're going to become songs, because I wanted to be closer to the audience, showing them this is me at home in my living room. Make things that might be crappy, might be good, but it's just me. But I do agree, of course, that it's like the knife. You're doing a really good example there. But so social media, it's more people, but there are a lot of people doing their pods, making themselves up an image who they are, and that could be a little bit dangerous, because if you take it wrong, if you do it wrong, if I'm as an adult doesn't show my kids and teach my kids that this is just a little piece of a human, this shiny piece you see is just the shiny piece of someone that is more complicated than that and has much more states. You wake up in the morning, go to sleep at night, you're not always glowing and shiny. And the thing is that I try to do it the other way, showing that I don't always look this beautiful, and sometimes I do have, and I think that's important, because that is also what I think is important with music. That's the reason I actually do love all kinds of music, even if I don't listen to it all the times, because I like when music is dissonant and scratchy and stuff. It aches, it hurts, and I love it, because my other band, we played distorted guitars and a violin on top. Wow. So a very thin, beautiful violin on top of hard distorted guitars, and that contrasts and the complexity. I don't think we show that to our kids with social media and stuff like that. We should, but we don't. We often see, not always, I wouldn't say it's not the same all the time, of course, but often we only see the things that are shining, but we are more complicated than that.
Sí, buenísimo lo que acaba de decir, lo entendiste. Sigue con el concepto de que están mostrando algunos personajes, solo muestran una parte, Fran, y no son así todo el día. Muy bueno, muy bueno. Nis también trabaja es ingeniero, ¿cómo se llama? Técnico, trabaja con ITs, con empresas de tecnología digital. social y todo ese tipo de cosas, y me parece que está bueno lo que está informando, ya está mandando el mensaje, que no se vive así como todas las fotos. ¿Qué pensás de las redes sociales? ¿Y tenés algún ídolo así que decís, sigo a este porque me encanta lo que postea, o no hay ninguno?
Yo veo mucha gente, o sea, más que ídolos, veo personas que estamos viendo de qué manera encontrarnos cómodos en las redes. Muchas veces,
muy bueno.
Lo hago por acá, o invierto publicidad, o hago más video, o hago más reels, o hago no sé qué. Mucha gente en esta, tanto yo como colegas, porque en un momento, si de repente tenés éxito con una fórmula, que es el éxito también, ¿no? Que te reaccionaron más personas, que tuvo más views, uno se empieza como a acomodar o a hacer contenido para lo que pensás que al otro le va a gustar. Y eso también puede ser muy duro, ¿no? Porque uno puede llegar como a hacer cosas que capaz no tiene ganas, o subir, o a estar en un ritmo que capaz no tiene ganas. Y al final la respuesta del otro siempre es medio un misterio, y después es complicado. Sí, por eso veo mucha gente como entrando en esa, y capaz no hay que creerle tanto a la mirada de las redes, porque terminás como muy, muy esclavo, muy pasivo ante eso. Me parece que veo mucha gente viendo cómo le pega la vuelta. Estamos, me parece, todos un poco en ese proceso, y ni hablar de que encima el algoritmo y demás va cambiando siempre, como que te hace estar ahí. Hay que tener cuidado. De todas formas, es una herramienta buenísima. Yo he conocido mucha gente, bueno, de hecho esto es por la tecnología y por las redes y todo, ¿no? Sí. Pero bueno, siempre hay que tener su debido respeto, por supuesto.
Muy bueno. Hay otra parte interesante también lo que decías. Fran is talking about, because he's in social medias, in Instagram, for example, talking with other people how to success in social medias. Like they are trying to find a formula to get know in the social medias, and sometimes you become a slave when you try to reach a lot of people and being famous in the social medias, and he's trying not to get to that point, but for a lot of people it's important to get success in social medias, and he's trying to calm down about that, because he's going to be crazy if he don't get that, no? So he's trying to calm about that. So, what do you think, both of three, and we are just going to end the conversation. What do you think about the algorithm and making music for the algorithm to get more people?
Why not? As I previously stated, it all depends on what you are looking for. If you, of course, if you are looking for getting likes on your social media page, this is a perfect tool. If you don't care about that, and you care more about your personal ideas, then you probably will invest your energies and your money in a different way. I don't think I am in a position of judging what people do. Each one of us is doing what is thought to be more important. I personally prefer to concentrate myself about my ideas upon music and upon teaching, because these two activities are very important to me. Professional activities are very important to me, and of course I invest also time and energy in giving people the possibility to know what I'm doing, but I prefer to work upon what I'm doing and then letting people do about this, rather than the contrary.
Nice.
For me, I don't disagree that people can do what they want. I think that's okay, and music can be whatever it is. I can throw something on the floor, as I said before, and you can call it music. That depends on what you like and what you want to have. So everything is music, nothing is music. Everything is okay, nothing is okay. But for me, music is important, because music was so important. Me living on the streets, growing up, it was a tool for me. It was a friend to me. So for me, it is important that music comes from the heart, comes from a person, comes from one person. But that's for me, and that is the difference. So it's okay if someone else wants to do it another way, but I'm not interested. It's okay for them. I want to have it from my heart. If you give me something that comes from your heart, I'm going to listen and I'm going to love it. Otherwise, I think, but it's up to each and every one, I think.
Nice. Muy bueno. ¿Qué pensás de los que componen para el algoritmo? Y ya vamos cerrando.
Voy a agregar una cosa.
Dale.
El otro día estábamos en una reunión con músicos, estaban ahí muy estresados de que ahora en TikTok hay que hacer una canción de 15 segundos para pegarla. Uy, ¿cómo hacemos? Pero la fórmula, pero bueno, si le metemos... Y yo en un momento digo, chicos, paren, pero primero pregúntense si quieren hacer eso, si quieren entrar en esa. Porque capaz no les interesa entrar en esa. Pero mucha gente capaz entra y no se lo cuestiona, porque bueno, es una forma de ser viral. Pero vos querés ser viral, capaz que no es la búsqueda. Bueno, y a partir de ahí, y si querés, buenísimo, pero fíjate primero que vaya dentro de tus expectativas y de lo que a vos te interese. Me parece que es clave tener eso siempre, ese norte.
Sí. Fran was saying a mix of what you were saying, that he was with some friends and they were thinking about making a song of 1 minute for TikTok. And say, how can we make a song of 1 minute, blah, blah. And Fran said, wait. You really want to make a song of 1 minute or not? And then they change everything. But I think that we all four, you three and me, agree that you have to make music from the heart. And that is the first thing, and then let the people talk about what they want to talk. Wow, nice. We are going to close the interview, the meeting. This was incredible for me. Thanks for your time. Fue muy divertido, increíble lo que hablan estas personas, Fran. Son dos monstruos, ¿lo viste, no? Dos bestias.
Totalmente.
Sí, así que Fran and me, we really love to meet you, and we can understand everything, and Fran can understand everything in English, and it was incredible. And we are going to put the interview, the meeting in YouTube, and they can make subtitles, so no problem with that.
Thanks so much.
Just put the picture of me inside the curve.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. This is and we are going to put only audio. Nice, beautiful. Thank you very much for your time, and we keep in touch.
Thanks
it's lovely to meet you again, and we keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.